In 2004, China had a simple goal: to create a high-speed railway system that could rival its competitors. But without a single piece of track in place, there was a long way to go. 20 years later, the nation has more than achieved its goal. It's now home to the world's largest high-speed railway, stretching 45,000 kilometers. It took Japan and Europe nearly 3 times as long to build high-speed networks, and even those are a fraction of the size of China's. The U.S. has less than 100 kilometers of railway it can label high-speed. So even though it was a late starter, how did China build its high-speed rail network? China's former paramount leader Deng Xiaoping conceptualized the high-speed rail dream after a visit to Japan in 1970. But Deng's dream did not come true until decades later. In 2008, the Beijing Olympics set in motion plans to reinvigorate the capital and country. China's first high-speed railway was built and opened on time, connecting Beijing to Tianjin. Then, rail expansion became unstoppable. 2009, the Wuhan-Guangzhou line. 2010, the Shanghai-Hangzhou line. 2011, the Beijing-Shanghai line. The giant Iron Dragon rapidly clawed its way across the land. And by January 2011, China had the world's longest high-speed rail network. In 2011, 2 high-speed trains collided on the Ningbo-Wenzhou line, killing 40 passengers and raising concerns about how quickly the lines were being developed. And in the same year, former Railway Minister Liu Zijun was removed from office on charges of corruption. A 2011 Economist investigation estimated Liu accepted 1 billion yuan worth of bribes in connection with railway projects. Despite the issues, Beijing poured more investments into construction in 2012. A slew of new lines were subsequently built, including the Taiyuan-Xi'an, Hangzhou-Changsha, Lanzhou-Urumqi, and Guiyang-Guangzhou lines. By the end of 2020, China had well surpassed its own goals to achieve its railway dream, and they brought huge economic benefits to neighboring areas. New industries emerged along the lines, tourism flourished, and old tracks were repurposed to handle logistics, improving the country's supply chain.
When a locality is building a large project like this, it's billions of dollars of investment, and it will have a very high growth rate in terms of GDP.
Among the economic gains, one part is often neglected: high-speed railway stations.
If we look at many second and third tier cities, they were built in suburban areas. So these suburban areas, previously they were mostly rural farmland. And when a high-speed railway is placed, it becomes a hotspot for urbanization. So the local government can also benefit in the form of land revenues, because they sell the farmland to developers to develop like a residential complex, commercial centers, industrial parks, etc. And local government can also benefit a lot in the form of tax revenue and land revenue by developing a new city center.
But what are the drawbacks?
There is a rough estimate done by Chinese media this year that there are at least 26 high-speed railway stations in the country no longer being in operation only a few years after construction completed. So in other words, they are abandoned, some because of their location that are too remote.
Construction may be happening at a pace the population cannot keep up with. And for trains that do run regularly, noise is another major concern.
Because these trains, they travel at a speed of 300 kilometers or even higher, 350 kilometers per hour. So these buildings that are constructed next to them, especially residential buildings, they're going to endure very strong noise. So just imagine like airplane takeoff in the airport.
The Beijing-Shenyang line was delayed for 4 years as some residents living nearby fought its construction. They eventually won their battle and the line was rerouted, and the overall system has only continued to expand. Beijing said by 2035, any city with a population greater than 500,000 will have a high-speed railway station. That means what exists now will double in about a decade, leaving any other country hoping to surpass China struggling to keep up.